Well, hey folks, it's John with Ozarks Backroads with you. I'm back out in my usual locale, out in the middle of nowhere, standing on a dirt road in the government woods. It's my favorite place to be. I've got the mighty Ibex, our CFMOTO Ibex 800T out today. We're going to get it dirty. We haven't had rain since hell was a campfire, so the roads are just really dusty. But it should be a beautiful day. We've got quite a bit of fall color coming on here in the Ozarks. So I want to get out and get some video of that. And we'll be down on riding along the 11-Point River here in South Central Missouri, checking out a few spots along the river. It should be really pretty. So stick around, we'll mount up on the Ibex and we'll go check out the fall color here in South Central Missouri. Well, we've got our mighty Ibex all loaded up with their camera gear. We're ready to go out and make a video today. And we got some beautiful color coming in the trees here. It's really pretty. If the sun will stay out, why, we'll get some nice video of this. Let's get mounted up. We're going to head to the river here. Eventually we'll get there. It's a pretty good hike, but that's okay. That's what we're after, is the hike. So it's all going to be good. This is a nice ride through the government woods. There's a big section of government woods down here. The problem I've got right now is way too much air pressure in my tires. 2.4 and 2.9 bar. That's about 42 pounds and 37, 36 in the front, 42 in the back. That's pretty hard. This thing's really skating around on these gravel roads. Usually I can just stand up and then it doesn't bother me. It can skate and it's fine. For some reason, sitting down, when the bike gets to doing that, it gets a little more, I don't know, it bothers me more when I'm sitting down. It's hard to catch the color at its peak, and I'd say we're probably getting pretty close, as good as it's going to get this year. I'm afraid these storms they're forecasting is going to take away the color, take a lot of the leaves off of these trees, and then it won't be pretty anymore. Probably by next week, a lot of this color will be on the ground. Yeah, these roads are so dusty and dry. You just drag your eyes across the road, it'll leave a dust cloud. I just put a new rear tire on this bike. I put another Metis EO7 Plus on the back. That's what I had on it. I got about a little over 6,000 miles out of the first Metis EO7 Plus I had on the back of it, so that's not too bad for a 50/50 adventure tire. 6,000 miles. These things really perform well. These are really good tires. That front tire's got over 6,000 miles on it right now, and I believe it'll probably last through this second rear tire. I think it's going to last through 2 rear tires. I had a set of the Dunlop Trail Max Mission tires. I've had a couple of sets of those that I ran on the Tiger. They're pretty good. They're not nearly as good off-road as these are, but they're better on-road. But those things, boy, they're scary in the rain. They're just not fun at all on wet pavement. So I quit buying those. So the mighty Ibex here has done a really good job for me this season. I bought this back at the first of the season, March or April, I can't remember. And then of course the first thing I did was packed it up and took it out west. What do we have? I think we had 4,000 miles or a little over on that trip. And it performed very well. I was quite surprised and pleased with its performance. It's wonderful to travel on. One of my favorite bikes ever to travel on. Well, I've only seen one camper so far out along through here. There's a fire tower there. They've got it gated off. An old fire tower. I would say there's quite a bit of color. When the sun's out, it's pretty nice. Right now it's about half out. Who needs to go to Connecticut when you got this? Right here in southern Missouri. They've got a new model of this bike. It's the Expedition model of this. It's got some more goodies on it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read up on that. If it's just electronics or what all they've added to it. It's gonna be more money, but it might be might have some things on it that make it cooler too. Looks like we go straight here. No stop signs, you're on your own. That's a free-for-all is what that is. Ooh, dark and spooky looking in here. This looks like the road to Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother's house. Big old spooky looking trees hanging out over the road. Yeah. Wow, look at these yellows and these big black oak tree right here. Pretty nice. We've made it to a highway here. This is Highway 19. This is Missouri Highway 19. Runs down through Eminence, Missouri, from Salem, Missouri down to Eminence, Missouri, and then on south. About anywhere on Highway 19 is just gorgeous. It's just a beautiful highway. Anywhere you want to travel on it, it's always nice. Oh, McCormick Lake. Let's go look at the lake and see how it looks. A little lake, they dammed up a creek, made a little small lake down here, and they put some a campground around it. This was all, I think it was all done during the works projects back in the 20s and 30s, 1920s and 30s. Really nice. This is beautiful. Oh, we have a camper on the other side of the lake over there. This was done back during the works, probably in the 30s. A lot of this stuff around here was done in the 30s, 1930s. But that dam is stacked with rock, and then they covered it with earth. And then on the facing side here, they actually had it paved with rock on top of the dirt. They cased the inside of the dam to keep it from washing out. And you can still see a lot of the rocks on it right there. We need to go look at that. Maybe they're going to put a pit toilet in right there. That would be my guess. Go around to the other side, and I want to take a look at this dam if we can still get to it. It'll be a pretty ride around there anyhow, if nothing else. So we'll go past the campground, the camping area. I think this will run us back to the dam. That creek, or that rough little road there, that is the dam right there. Kind of got a ditch washed out right here. All right. I've found these dams before that were built during the works projects here in the Ozarks back in the 30s. They made a lot of these little parks. They dammed up these little streams, made these lakes and these little state parks. And they did that with the government money from the feds, the works money. But a lot of these dams that I found, they'll be full of rock. They've stacked them with rock, really just piled rock in there, and then covered them with dirt and compacted it down and just encased the dam, the rock dam, in dirt. And then they've cobbled the water facing edge of the dam all the way down to the bottom of the dam, way out into the lake there where the dam goes down, to protect it from from the dirt getting washed out. Back here on the backside of the dam, they've dumped, to maintain the dam, they've just dumped rock, large rock, to protect the backside of the dam from erosion. So they're taking care of it. They've dumped a lot of rock on this. Now the backside of the dam would not have been cobbled, so it would erode. You know, being fresh earth, even though it was compacted, they tend to erode. So they've done a good deal here. They're taking care of this dam. It's not gonna get washed away. The old valve they used to there's a pipe in the bottom of the dam there. They can drain the lake right here. Open this valve. Looks like the wheels and all is gone off of it. So here's a look at the old spillway that they made back in the day. It's still operating. It's even got a little walkway on top of it you can go across. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really neat. Had a pretty good look at the little dam there in the lake. I got the drone up on that. Hopefully that'll all turn out good. It's really pretty out right now. All right, I'm not going to go in the campground. It's full of campers. So I'm glad to see people are using this. Yeah, all these people are camping down here. We made it back to the highway. That was kind of a side trip there. So we got six miles on this dirt road before we turn onto another dirt road that's probably 4 or 5 miles. Wow, that is nice. I would love to live somewhere where it looks like this all the time. Wouldn't that be something? Probably get tired of it. Man, I'm sick of these yellow trees and these red trees. I want to go somewhere where we got green trees. Man, I got the preload cranked down on this rear shock from my trip when I had all my gear and stuff. I cranked the preload down. It's a little much right now. I don't have all my camping stuff on here. Nice thing about this bike, you don't have to remember to turn the traction control off when you hit the dirt, hit the gravel roads. It don't got no traction control. All right, I think we're starting off the hill here. Sure looks like we're starting off a hill. Hang on to your skivvies. She's getting steep. All right, I don't see anybody here. All right, let's get the drone up before somebody gets here. We'll take some pictures. the spring creek below the spring down here at Turner's Mill. And this is all that's left from the old mill site, is this 25-foot tall turbine wheel that was on the mill. This was the last wheel that was on it. Originally it had a wooden wheel and it probably got changed out a few times, and then in the 20s or 30s, 1920s or 30s, they put this big steel turbine wheel on it. And this dude is 25 foot in diameter. This thing is enormous. These turbines are 5 feet in width right here, 5 feet across there. So this thing is very deceiving when you look at it, but it's massive. Pretty cool. So here's the spring coming out from underneath this big, huge bluff up here on the mountain. And there's a hole there, and the spring comes out of it and runs down through here. This is as low as I've ever seen this spring. I've been coming here for a lot of years. I've never seen the spring this slow as it is right now. And here we go downstream towards the old mill site, and then there's our 25-foot wheel down there. Here's our spring coming out of the bluff here, heading down towards the mill. It's still got some water coming out, but it's pretty slow. And we're underneath a huge bluff right here. Really cool. And it goes up for a day or two. Well, folks, I appreciate you all hanging out with me, taking a look at Turner Mill here. A beautiful little spot on the 11 Point River. We got the drone up and down the river there and got some shots off of that. And then we got to take a look at the old steel turbine wheel off of the mill, 25 foot in diameter, just a gigantic wheel. That's the biggest mill wheel that I've ever seen. And then, of course, we looked at the spring there. That's the Turner spring. Really cool, coming out of the bottom of that beautiful bluff there. The flow is pretty slow right now, but that's the way it is here in the Ozarks. We just haven't had any rain in forever. The creeks and the rivers and everything is just really slow. I appreciate you all staying with me. I invite you to come back and see me. We'll mount up on a bike and go somewhere and do something else. Till I catch up with you again, you all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you next time.